I'll be honest, this is not good at all. I gotta say, this is pretty good. We're outside of the Bacchanal Buffet at Caesar's Palace. We have not been here since pre-pandemic. Since then, they've done a whole remodel of this place. They are well known for their snow crab legs, and we are gonna go inside and have a late brunch, so let's go on in. Got seated and we ordered our drinks, and then we went and walked around this massive buffet that has like a ton of stations. We wanted to see what they had at every station. We ended up choosing to start at the Asian area. It was just so much food, anywhere from Chinese, Korean, Filipino food, sushi, everything you can think of. So I have a little plate here, and we're gonna start off with a little bit of ramen. So this was a tonkotsu ramen with pork. I might need to use a fork to get some of that ramen out. All right, it's pretty flavorful, and get some of that meat. Not bad. Not bad at all. All right, this is kimchi fried rice. I don't taste much of the kimchi in it, although it's spicy. Okay, the spice is starting to kick in now, but it doesn't have a real strong kimchi flavor. It just has a spicy flavor to it. All right, I didn't get some chopsticks. They did have some over there, but I got a roll that has spicy crabs, some cucumber in there, and there's a sauce on top, and a little salmon on there. It's not bad. For being a buffet, it's really not bad at all. All right. They also had little poke bowls. They had a few different varieties of poke bowls, but I got kind of a plain one. Has a citrusy flavor to it. You taste the sesame seeds in there. The fish tastes very fresh. Okay, so moving on. They had pork buns, so let me open it up. Ooh, let's see. It's really tasty. The meat is sweet. The bun is nice and fluffy. I like it. All right. And last but not least, I got some Korean fried chicken. Looks like a wing. The barbecue sauce on there, the Korean barbecue sauce is tangy. The crunchiness of the chicken itself is really good. Spot on. All right, and then we got some short rib. Take off a little of that fat. Again, good flavor. All right, now we're gonna move on to another plate, more Asian food. Don't worry, Enrique's gonna help me after this. All right, so this is a chicken dish with rice. I'm gonna try a little bite of the chicken. like a curry sauce on it. It's good. I'm not a big fan of curry, but if you are, I think you would like it. There's some egg rolls there. Mmm. Nice and crunchy, but whatever's inside there's tangy and really good. It's got a good texture to it. Now, they had some edamame with spiciness to it, which yummy. It's got just the right amount of spice on it, not too strong for me. There were some chicharrones that were with this pork here, which I'll explain in a second. So the chicharrones are pork rinds, and it was served with the pork. Now, there was a whole roasted pork up there, and you had the whole, head sitting there looking at you as you're taking part of it. But there were two little types of pork in that same area. There was the roasted pork, which I'll try first, and there was another with a sauce on it. So let's try just the plain roasted pork. It's tender, flavorful. Actually really flavorful. And now this one had this vinegar sauce on it. Kind of sweet. Not what I expected with vinegar. It's good though. And they had these chicken skewers, which I just meaning to go in. Sort of got a barbecue taste to it. Tastes a little bit like Korean barbecue. So it's got a sweetness to it, a little pepper taste to it. It's really good. All right, so we will finish this and we will be back with more food. All right, now we hit the Mexican station. So they had a really good display of different types of food, anything from like ceviche to your typical beans and rice. They had somebody that was making quesadilla tacos to order, and they had pozole, some different foods from different regions, like the Yucatan. They had some huevos divorciados, chilaquiles. So it was a good amount of food. So we got a few things here. Couldn't try everything, but we're gonna try some ceviche to start with. So I got a shrimp one. They actually had some that had octopus and different types of fish, but I got a mooring one. It's very tomatoey. I feel like it needs a little bit more of something with it. Was not my favorite ceviche. Just has a very strong tomatoey flavor. Get some rice here. It's good Mexican rice. And the beans had a little salsa or something in them. Ooh, yeah. It's like ranchero style beans. You taste like a little like pork flavoring in there. It's good. Actually, there was, I think, a little bit of meat in there as well. All right, I'm gonna try this quesadilla taco. I said he was making them to order. I'm actually really impressed with this. So it's crunchy on the outside, just enough. So a quesadilla taco is like a shredded beef dish, and they shred it all up, put some cheese in it. So it's queso and birria in here. But they put a little bit of the fat from the meat, and they cook it on a flat top. So it gets a little toasty with that kind of fat on it. It's pretty heavenly. All right, the chilaquiles look a little dry for my liking, but I'm gonna try them anyway. Usually like to get them with eggs on the side, but it's too much food. terrible. The sauce tastes a little generic for my liking. Like, has a little Tex-Mex taste to it, which is not really my thing, but you know, they're not bad though. They really are not bad. All right. Moving along, let me grab my spoon. So, we've got some pozole. So along with the pozole, they had different toppings that you could put on there. They had some cabbage, onion, cilantro, some different type of chili flakes. They have lime around, lemon. Now I was gonna say usually when I eat pozole, I like a lot of the hominy in there. This didn't have a lot of hominy in the bowl to pick from, so it was actually had a lot of meat, which is probably good for most people. Surprisingly, it has really good flavor. The meat's tender, it's not too fatty. What I get a little bit worried about is the fatty meat in there. It's good. All right. I also got fried plantains. So if you have never tried fried plantains, you have to. They are so sweet. This one has some sort of sauce on it. I'm thinking like a dulce de leche kind of sauce. That's what it looks like. But so fried plantains is sort of a tangy banana flavor, but it's fried, so it's a little crispy on the outside and softer on the inside. Those are not bad. You probably don't even need that dulce de leche, but I just had it already on top. And they had churros, so pretty good. They have the dulce de leche on there as well. They don't taste like homemade or authentic churros. They taste like something that you might get, you know, from a store or, you know, from a restaurant. Nothing spectacular, but they were good. They're nice and soft on the inside, crunchy on the outside, a little sprinkled sugar on the outside. All right, we still have more to go. We better get working on this. All right, so Bacchanal Buffet is really known for having their snow crab legs, which I got a couple. I didn't want to pick out because it's just too much food, but you see people with big old plates of them, so people are getting their money's worth. But speaking of money, I want to talk a little bit about the price for the Bacchanal Buffet. So if you come for their regular brunch between 9 and 1 p.m., it's $64.99. And then from 1 to 3, it's their snow crab brunch, and that's $79.99. And then they have dinner at 3:30 until 10 p.m., and that's also $79.99. So we actually got here and checked in at 12:30, so we paid the $64.99, but because we're here longer than half an hour, we're gonna get the snow crab. So I got my snow crab leg, way to save money, I guess. But again, didn't get too many. I just wanted to make sure I tried some of this. Delicious. They're all kind of pre-cut for you too, so you can just break them pretty easily. I guess I could use a fork, but I'm not. I gotta say, this is pretty good. Actually, it's been a while since I got snow crab. It's pretty good. They also have a whole other selection of different seafood. They had some mussels, clams. They had a New England seafood broil. They had an area we can make shrimp cocktail. Yeah, it was just an extensive thing. They also had a little like lobster Benedict, so sort of like breakfast item. So you have a good selection of different seafood items, but again, the star of the show is the crab legs. There was a line right at 1 o'clock that was probably about 25 people deep. Wait a little while longer after that, and then you will get your snow crab pretty quickly after that. I also did grab a little shrimp for shrimp cocktail, just to try it out. Got a little cocktail sauce, put a little on there. It's pretty good. Not as good as this though. All right, they also had this little area with smoothies. So they had 3 different kinds. They had this one, which was a pineapple and turmeric. They had like a green juice one, so it had all these kind of green vegetables with a little apple in there. And they also had this other one, a pitaya blend, which looked really good, but I just grabbed the pineapple turmeric because it sounded really good. So I'm gonna try it out. Has some Greek yogurt in there too. It's good. They have some healthy dishes that are in the back session. They had like little acai bowls, some little type of fruit bowls, parfait. So if you want to kind of eat light, have some sort of fruits, that's an option for you as well. Of course, these little smoothies. They also had a bunch of teas. I saw some Thai tea. They had different options for you if you were not looking to have a regular type of beverage. Okay, so our feast continues, and now we went to the carving station. And let me just say that the carving station probably has to be the biggest that we've seen in Vegas so far. They had everything from turkey and chicken, lamb, tri-tip, prime rib, brisket, just anything you can think of. Prime rib right here that we're gonna try first. So let's try this out. I'm just gonna get a little taste of it with a little au jus. Tasty. And it looks like it's cooked really well. Tastes like it's cooked really well. Like a nice medium pinkish flavor to it. All right. Brisket looks good, but very fatty. But that's what you would expect with brisket. So I'm gonna get one of these little end pieces here because I'm not a big fatty meat person. Ooh, the flavor's so good. Melt in your mouth. You know when you just eat something, melt in your mouth, it really does. It's got a nice char to the end piece of it, but the meat itself is just so incredibly tender. And I know it's because it's a fatty piece of meat, right? Not just how it goes. All right, got a little corned beef and hash. Let's just try this all together here. And that'd be good for some breakfast time thing. Actually, it's not too salty. I sometimes have the corned beef and hash where it's just way too salty for my liking. This is not. It's got some veggies like cooked into that. It's good stuff there. All right, biscuits and gravy. Ooh, this is either going to be a make or break. I do love biscuits and gravy. The gravy itself, very buttery. Like to a fault, it's buttery. Like I like gravy, I like having a butter flavor to it, but it has a lot of butter. The biscuit itself is extremely well done. It's flaky and soft and delicious, but I think I would not put the gravy on here again. It just tastes too greasy for my liking, and I don't taste any real flavor other than butter, which is really kind of interesting. All right. And last but not least, a little piece of fried chicken here. I'm a crust girl. And the coating is done well. I like the chicken a lot better. And it's done really well. The coating is just absolutely perfect. So I can't fault this piece here. Actually, it's a chicken fried steak. It looks, I was calling it chicken because it looked like fried chicken, but as you can see, it's chicken fried steak. It's really good. I think I would have that again for sure. All right, we still may have room for a little bit more when we're done with this. We'll be back to let you know, find out. You might be able to tell that I'm getting really full because my plate sizes are getting much smaller now, but I did not want to miss out on the Italian section. So they had a whole bunch of dishes over there, including made to order different pastas. I I chose not to get that. You can get a half order or a full order, but I think even a half order of pasta right now would be too much for me. So they have this whole pizza station. I got a little slice of margarita pizza, but they had one that was like a breakfast pizza. They had one that had brie and apple, meat lovers, which was sort of like pan style pizza in a little square. And they had a smoked salmon pizza as well. So a lot of different options. I got the margarita. I also got some arancini, which is like a risotto ball. But they also had a smoked salmon dish. They had some other sort of baked dishes there that were not like necessarily pasta, more meat type of dishes. So, and last but not least, I got an Italian wedding soup. So it's meatball with some chard in there. It actually smells really good. I think I'm gonna try with the arancini though, because I love this stuff. I'm just gonna cut into it. It said it came with Gouda, but I'm not sure what this, so the Gouda's inside, but I'm not sure what the sauce is on here. I'll try a little bit of it. So the breading on the outside needs to be a little crispier in my opinion. And the flavor of the risotto doesn't stand out as much to me as I would like it to. The sauce does give it a little bit more flavoring, and the cheese gives it a little bit more flavoring. But comparing it to the ones like we like to go to Italy over at Park MGM, and I love their arancini. They're like kind of more crispy. This is okay. It'll do if you're looking for an arancini, but it needs a little bit more to it. All right, let's try this Italian wedding soup. I'm gonna make sure I get a piece of this meatball in here. This actually has really good, a good flavor to it. It's the meatball is really tender. The meat itself is seasoned well. And the soup has a good amount of seasoning in it. Well, you can tell that there's some different herbs in there. It's good. And the margarita pizza. So, I'll be honest, this is not good at all. It's like almost all crust. I don't taste much of anything else. Tastes old to me. I don't think I would get a pizza. None of them looked all that appetizing. I did want to say though, on my way back, I found a little area near the Mexican section that had some different juices. They had an ube horchata, and they had this one which was called pineapple mango nada, so kind of like a lemonade but with mango and pineapple, and it has a hint of tahini in there. So I wanted to try it because it looked good. Yeah, it's really good actually. You barely taste the tahini in there, but it does spice it up just a tad for you. All right, there's still the dessert bar left. Can we do it? I think we have to. All right, we'll be back. All right, this is probably the first time in my life where I'm like, I can't do this, but I'm gonna do it for you guys. I'm gonna do it. So we got a few desserts to try. We have here a berry cheesecake. We also have a s'mores delight, tiramisu, and Oreo peanut butter dream. Now let me talk a little bit about the dessert station. It's pretty expansive, just like you would expect at the Bacchanal Buffet. They have a lot of dishes like the ones I have here, but they also had a whole ice cream, like a station where you can just choose your different scoops of ice cream and they serve it to you. They had a crepe station and make your crepes to order. So it's a lot, but it looks all really good. So let me try this berry cheesecake to start, since it's here in front of me. The cheesecake kind of tastes a little gooey. Like not gooey, like gummy. It tastes like gummy. It has good flavor, the berry has really good flavor, but the cheesecake itself is not the consistency I like. All right, s'mores delight. This looks like a kind of pudding thing. Like a chocolate mousse. Now that's good consistency. Really good, creamy. I love how this container with the tiramisu has a little cover on it. All right, let's see. Ooh. It's good tiramisu. Got the chocolate and kind of mocha on the bottom with the creamy on the top, with that little coffee flavor and a little liqueur. I do like that tiramisu a lot. All right, on to the Oreo Peanut Butter Dream. Let's see how dreamy this thing is. Oh, that's a different flavor. You taste the peanuts in there, but it's sweet. And a little bit of that chocolate flavor with some whipped cream. There's more chocolate crumbs on the bottom here. You dig in and get some more of that Oreo flavor. It's different, but it's really good. So, great dessert section. All right, well, before we finish it off, I wanted to finish this video for you. So I wanted to give you my final thoughts on whether the Bacchanal is worth it for you. So if you recall, we paid $64.99 for this. And had we waited until 1 o'clock, it would have been $79.99 because that's when the snow crab legs start. So we just save a little bit of money that way. But is it worth it? Well, here are my thoughts on it. I'm not like a huge eater, even though you see a lot of food on my plate. That's Enrique's job to finish all that food for me. So I think if you really like snow crab legs, this might be totally worth it for you. I only got 2 because I couldn't eat more than that. But I saw people with a lot of food on their plate, a lot of snow crab legs on their plate. Enrique had a guy in back of him in line at the carving station who ordered 1 of each type of meat. And there was a ton of different meats at that carving station. And his plate was like really, really full. So some people who have really big appetites are going to get their money's worth for sure. Now, another thing is that they do have this enormous selection of food. If you want to have that enormous selection of food, then it totally might be worth it for you. I think for me, this is a treat once in a while. I don't think I would do this every time I come to Vegas. I'd probably do it like once a year, once every couple of years, just to have the snow crab. I do like snow crab. And to have that massive selection. But I don't think I would make it a stop on every trip or, you know, every other trip even. It's just a lot of food it's a lot of food that I just can't eat. And to me, I don't think it's worth it. But it could be for you. So if you want to see another buffet in Las Vegas, we have a review on a Wicked Spoon. It has a little bit of a different setup. So take a look at that. And that is all we have for you today. We thank you for watching and we will see you next time.